Shalom, today is December 30th. It is the 6th day of Hanukka in Israel. We're celebrating the Hanukka holiday. And today in the newspapers, we read more about the situation in Gaza and really the frustration that we're not speaking about the day after in Gaza. Bchirim b'Tzahal, officials in the IDF, they say, lelo mediniyut be'aza uve'ayosh, without any policy in Gaza and in Judea and Samaria, nachzor l'shishi be'October. We'll be going back to October 6th, the day before October 7th happened, meaning Hamas and the terror groups are ready to attack, and they will attack. Also, Yuval, a hero, a fighter soldier, has fallen fighting in Gaza yesterday. Still on the front page, down here we read that Jimmy Carter has passed away at age 100. Jimmy Carter was a U.S. president that was the architect of the peace treaty between Israel and Egypt years ago. He's also a Nobel Prize winner. He's the only U.S. president that has lived for 100 years. The cartoon for today has to do with Hanukka and pocket money. Here's a grandpa giving pocket money for Hanukka to his grandchild, and Smotrich, the Minister of Finances, is behind him saying 20% of that is going to me. So here in 6 candles of Hanukka, this is because the VAT and tax is going up in Israel, as we read in the last newspaper. Now to the main headline, Gormim b'Tzahal, officials in the IDF say, without dealing with the day after, bli isuk bayom she'acharei, be'aza, in Gaza, nachzor l'shishi be'October, will be returning to October 6th. And we read that nitut Hamas, demolishing Hamas, is a critical target, a critical goal in this war. But in this time and season of the war, it's an empty slogan. They say the officials in the IDF said there are 3 options how to demolish Hamas, and right now none of them are happening. Israel is not taking any stand, any decision of who will control Hamas afterwards. And while Hamas is maybe demolished military-wise, governance-wise, they're still governing and controlling Gaza. And Hamas is not allowing any rebellion, any protest, any coming against them from the citizens of Gaza. And we read the 3 options of the day after Gaza are this. The first option is that the Palestinian Authority will come and control Gaza, and they will be financed heavily and comfortably by the United States of America and by the Gulf states in the Middle East. The cherry on the top will be the normalization between Israel and Saudi Arabia. It will be a historical move, but the Israeli government right now is not agreeing to that step. The second option is a military government there, meaning the IDF will control, the IDF soldiers will give out food, the government of Israel will manage the health and social services there, and the Israeli citizens will be paying from their pocket, and from the taxes they'll be paying for all of this. The price will be very, very high for Israel. The Prime Minister and the government are not agreeing to that as well. The third option is to not decide and not choose. And the article is saying this is where we are right now. The government of Israel is not choosing what will happen in Gaza the day after the war, and it is not going to look good soon. It will lead to another October 7th. They summarize the article saying that we need to make some hard decisions here, and not just by quiet as we did before, because the price is too high. On the left, Hagiburim shelo yashuvu, the heroes that will not return. This is Yuval Shoham, 22 years old, from Jerusalem. And it reads, Yuval tamid asak betov, ish tzedek. Yuval always dealt with good things. He was a man of righteousness. As I'm reading more of this news piece, I also see that his parents are good friends of John and Rachel Polin, who are the parents of Hirsch Polin that was murdered in captivity in Gaza. They say Hirsch is like their son. They lost Hirsch, and now they lost Yuval, their biological son as well. The next headline on the page, Me'ot netzru beJabalia, hundreds were arrested in Jabalia, and there was shooting to Sderot from Beit Hanun. Beit Hanun is in Gaza. So the hundreds that were arrested are terrorists. About 240 terrorists were arrested in It's called the hospital Kamel Adwan. It was a long operation of Brigade 162. Kamel Adwan was the last main base of Hamas in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. Many of the terrorists were wearing make-believe bandages to pretend to be injured and sick people. Israel differentiated between the real sick people, and they moved them to another hospital. And in a very, it sounds here, meticulous operation, they arrested 240 terrorists and killed 20 of them. One fighter, a D9 operator, D9, those huge vehicles that just go over everything and destroy. He's from Brigade 401. His awareness prevented a huge disaster. He realized when he's on his huge D9, he realized a cable going across the road, a cable that he did not, he has never seen before. He stopped all of the forces and he told them about this cable. They sent combat engineering fighters that neutralized this huge explosive bombs, and this would have been a huge disaster if this D9 operator would have not been alert. Praise God. There are a few more missions in the northern part of the Gaza Strip, but this was the last main mission for this brigade that has been fighting here for the last 3 months in this specific area. The next headline is about the medical procedure that Netanyahu went through successfully under full anesthesia. They're mentioning here that's the second time this year, but he's doing well. He went through it successfully. Levine, the Minister of Justice, was filling in his position. Netanyahu will continue to work from the hospital the next few days. It reads here that Netanyahu asked to thank all of the medical team that took a good care of him. Next headline, as Israel is celebrating right now Hanukka, this is also for some families in Israel, this is marking a year to the loss of their loved ones that were killed in Hanukka last year during the war. For an example, here is Family Ardi. Family Ardi has lost Oz Ardi last Hanukka. And it reads, last December, during the Hanukka holiday, it was one of the hardest fighting months for the IDF in Gaza. 32 soldiers and officers died and lost their lives fighting. 2 of them were very senior officers in the IDF. Just less than a year before that, Oz was enlisted and he was very happy to serve in a fighting position. Oz was killed from explosives attached to his vehicle with more of his team sitting in that vehicle as well. Yael, his mother, says he was always first to volunteer. He gave everybody an impression that he was their best friend. And she's sharing here about how is she dealing with the lost. She says, as the time passes by, I miss him more and more. And in every event, my emotions are 50% happy for the event, but 50% I'm sad. I feel I'm floating and I cannot hold on to anything. I don't have something I can really hold on to. Oz left behind a mother, a father, and 3 sisters, and many, many friends. And again, the mother is mentioning how much support the family is getting from Oz's friends, from his platoon, coming, visiting, walking alongside them, especially in holidays like Hanukka, coming and celebrating the holiday with them, and together missing Oz, their good friend and son. And something good to end with. Here's a highlight on Hadar Shaharabani. She's a mother to a 3-year-old, and she's pregnant. And since October 7th, she and her husband have been serving in fighting positions in the IDF. She's been serving for over 300 years in the last year and a few months. Obviously hasn't been at home, but this is a positive article about her serving. And Hadar, the mother, says, I cannot imagine that I will not show up when I'm being called. I cannot imagine my battalion going out to a mission without me. She's a communication fighter, meaning she holds the communication and she communicates between the commanders and the fighters. She's speaking about the crazy stress and about the strong feelings of going to fight, but also the crazy stress of this year fighting. What do you think? Do pregnant women and moms need to serve in the military? Well, in the IDF, this is completely voluntarily. She's not forced to. I personally think she has another front to fight on, and that is her home. To be at home and doing the best she can at home right now. She knows she'll be called up in a month, and she says she'll be showing up. Happy Hanukka for those who are celebrating Hanukka, and Happy New Year's to you as well. This is Rotem again for Always Israel News. Please like this video if you liked it and share it with your friends. For more news that matters, go to allisrael.com and follow us on our social media as well. Happy Hanukka.